Hi my loves, welcome back to my channel. My name is Sarah Daniela and today we are going to dive into perfectionism. This is going to be part of a new series. It's going to be called What's Really Going On. In this series I will have two segments. The first segment I'm going to give you my actual experiences and I want this to be a FaceTime type chat, and then the second segment is going to be advice based on actual psychology so that you're not left feeling like you have all of these problems and there are no solutions. Let's get right to it. Okay, girls, so why am I talking about perfectionism? I think honestly we all kind of struggle with perfectionism. We feel that we can't do anything better, so we just don't do anything at all. And this week I went back home to my parents' house because I had my university break, and it was kind of hard for me because I really wanted to spend time with my family, but then I felt like I wanted to keep up with all of these habits that I had started doing and keep up with my relationship with myself, and I just found it so hard to try to be perfect for myself in the way that I wanted to maintain all of these goals and all of these to-do lists, and at the same time I wanted to kind of be perfect for my parents and my sister and make sure that I was spending time with them. But I personally have always struggled with finding balance in my life and balancing relationships. And the truth is, like, you can't ever meet all of these standards that you set up for yourself sometimes. The intention that we have behind our goals and the reasons why we're doing things is to seek validation from ourselves, and kind of comes from a place where we don't feel like we're enough, so we're doing all of these things. Or even with your relationships with others, you might feel like you're always letting them down and they might not even think that, but you just feel you aren't enough unless you're doing the right things at all times, right? We just make ourselves exhausted by trying to be the right thing for everyone, and the truth is it's never going to happen. We just want to seem like we're all doing really well, and I now realize the person you think is most successful, they almost seem like the superhuman, and the truth is they're not. And like, I think so much of the thoughts that we have in our brain we actually probably don't talk to with anyone about, and we do it because we don't want to seem like we aren't enough or like we're not perfect. I think too, then I thought about other content that I consumed, and now we're starting to talk about how like social media, a lot of it is fake, versus before I think we didn't really have this notion that people don't actually have this perfect life that they're showing on social media. And a lot of what we do, we just base it off what everyone else is doing, and then what doesn't feel good to us, we think that it's something wrong with us. The truth is, like, whether you are going out or you're the biggest like health nut, you are still gonna have problems, and learn to have these negative thoughts and have these struggles and kind of let them pass. Whew. I've been talking a lot. Let's get into the second segment. I want to give you kind of things that helped me this weekend and solutions that I've used in the past before to help my perfectionism. And so the first thing that I'm going to tell you to do is, let's say you're struggling to make a decision, like for example how I was saying I didn't know how to balance spending time with myself and with my family. Write down why you want to do each of these things. Honestly, a lot of it comes from self-compassion. I used to go to therapy a lot. My therapist was really into self-compassion, and there's like a lot of meditations you can find online or affirmations for self-compassion. I think that we need to slow down a bit and tell ourselves that we're doing our best and that we're doing okay. And I think too, like sometimes the people around you can also make you feel like you need to change or that you're not doing something right before you make any decision, or before you make any judgment towards yourself, to just remind yourself you're doing the best with what you know, and we're gonna mess up, and that's the truth. You're gonna mess up, I'm gonna mess up, everyone messes up, and you need to have that grace for yourself that it's okay for you to sometimes just sit down and maybe you don't get every single thing that you have on your to-do list done. Or when we have compassion for each other and when we learn to have compassion for ourselves, it becomes a lot less about what you're doing and more your intention behind things. And sometimes you plan stuff and you want to do it all right and you take all the right actions and they just don't work out. Filling yourself with guilt and making yourself feel so bad because you didn't meet all of these expectations you had, it's not going to solve your problem either. It's not actually helping us get any further. It's just making us feel bad about what we've done. Kind of leading to that, it makes me think, when you feel like you have let yourself down or you've let someone else down, come up with a solution, see how you're feeling, see what went wrong, kind of take your life more in a logical way than super emotional, and then the next time it comes up, see how you do. And the problem with perfectionism, I think, is the emotions that it produces in us. Feeling of guilt and just unworthiness, and you take everything that you've done right and you like throw it out the window. And so this solution is kind of nice because you're removing that emotional aspect from perfectionism, and you are still trying to become better, because at the end of the day, I do think that you should be striving to become better, and this is something that I really advocate for on my channel. But you shouldn't feel bad because you aren't meeting every single thing that you told yourself you would. You are simply looking at your life kind of from an outside perspective and looking at the solutions that you can come up with and then leaving it at that. And then the last thing I would tell you to overcome perfectionism is to seek help from others. When we are trying to be perfect, sometimes we try to do things all on our own. We might not know how to do something and we just feel so down on ourselves for not even knowing how to do it. I would say go reach out to people who might know how to do this better. And again, abandon that need to seem like you have it all together. And when you do receive their advice, I would warn you not to take what they say as like an ultimatum, because they know as much as you do in a sense, and they're trying their best and you're just trying your best. Being perfect isn't going to make you take more action. It's going to make you stuck, and it's going to make you just feel unworthy. Look for the progress in your life. Look where you're going right. Try to change some parts of it. But guys, thank you so much for joining me for this episode, and I hope you enjoyed this new series. I have a couple other videos and I'll link those down below for you. And yeah, don't forget to subscribe and like, and I'll see you next Sunday for a new video. Thanks, guys!